that's good.
Okay, so good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Please allow me, I am Dr. Firas Abhardan, to welcome you all to the fourth annual English Language Conference 2026, jointly organized by the Queen Rania Teacher Academy and Georgia State University. This year conference theme, Inclusive English Teaching in a Changing World, reflects our shared commitment to creating learning environments where every student feels seen, valued, and empowered to succeed. Over the course of this conference, educators, researchers, and practitioners from around the world are coming together to exchange ideas, shared experiences, and explore innovative approaches to English language teaching in today's rapidly evolving educational landscape. At QRTA, the mission has always centered in empowering educators and improving the quality of teaching and learning through professional development, collaboration, and innovation. Together with GSU, this partnership continues to build bridges between global expertise and local educational impact, making this conference an important platform for meaningful dialogue and professional growth. Before we begin, I would like to encourage everyone to actively participate in today's session. As you listen to the presentation, please feel free to prepare your questions and share them in the chat box throughout the session. We will have a Q&A segment at the end where the speaker will address as many of your questions and comment as possible. It's now my pleasure to introduce our speaker, Mr. Nathir Omar Jabawi, an English language teacher who brings extensive experience and valuable insights in the field of English language education. Today, Mr. Nathir will be speaking with us about inclusion in action, culturally responsive classroom strategies, and assessment practices for Arabic-speaking English language learners. So please join me in giving a warm welcome to Mr. Nathir. The floor is yours, Mr. Nathir. تفضل.
Thank you. And it's my pleasure to have all my friends here. Actually, I can see a lot of familiar names, and I would like to welcome you all and thank for supporting me. And thanks, Mr. Firas, for introducing me. Actually, it's my pleasure to be here with you, and I cannot wait to hear from you at the end, inshallah. So to start with, actually, I would like to tell you that it's not going to be like this workshop. It's not going to be like a lecture. It's going to be like more as a space, a shared space for us to share our knowledge, our experience, and also our challenges, at the same time, our solutions. So it's not going to be me talking all the time. And you will not hear my voice a lot. I promise you this. Okay, so we will start actually. So the title is From Rules to Real Use and how we can change teaching grammar. So by the end of this workshop, hopefully you will be able to, one, identify three common English grammar errors caused by first language interference, of course, which is Arabic. Then to adapt a traditional grammar rule that into contextualized and meaning first activity. So we will focus on meaning. Then we will have what we call concept checking questions, which we call it CCQs. We will introduce it and how we can make this actually. Then we will design what we call a free speaking practice for grammar lessons. And at the end, we will learn how to respond to our students' error without interrupting them or making them feel like we made them feel shy or we made them feel humiliated. So to start with, actually, I would like to share with you this picture. So at the beginning, what can you see at this picture? When you look at it, what can you see or what can you think about actually? You can tell me in the chat. Reading, teaching, searching, dictionary. That's good. Yeah, thank you. So if you would like to collect all your points together. Yeah, reading, investigation, someone searching for something. So we can collect all of these information together. We can see like a learner who is like looking for information, or we can see also like the light, uh, and the light we can say it's as a knowledge, and this knowledge is only visible in the book, or it's only guide him to the book. So his knowledge is only visible for him in the book or for the exercises only. He cannot use it like in a different way. So it's limiting him. As we can see, for example, in the second picture here, we can see like a group of students or learners who are working together, and they are like, we can say actually, they are like writing what they did or they analyzing what they did. So that's what we are going to do here. It's like moving from rules inside the book to what we call a real use inside real life. So to start with, we will start with this picture. So we can see here in this picture like a group of students, they are moving or they are coming to their school. So when we start our class and asking our students like, what can you see? What can you describe? Usually we will hear this. She's going to school every day, or they going to school every day. And I would like to ask you like, what's wrong with this sentence when we say she is going to school every day? You can type in the chat box. The tense. hmm Yeah, exactly. So we have here, yeah, the sentence supposed to be he goes to school or she goes to school. It misses the verb, yes. So we can say she goes to school every day, which is simple present tense. And you type the correction, which you already did. Thank you. So the first note actually we would like to say is about our learners. So they usually always do this mistake, yes, and it's fine. We have to tell them like it's okay to make mistakes. Are like what David said at the beginning. We learn from our mistakes, and we keep learning by the time. And it's fine to make mistakes. So we have first of all to tell them this and to make them feel confident. Even like if you are making a mistake, we are here just to help you and to support you, not to make you uh, a tool of making fun with, or let's say a content for the class. So we have here a quick poll, and I would like from you just to vote. Which mistake do your Arabic speaking students make the most? We have A, B, C, and D. Just vote in your chat, please. Tell me which mistake do you feel like students in the classes usually make the most? And if you would like to tell me why also, you can tell me why in the chat box also. So we have a variety of answers, A, B, C, and we have D in common. I totally agree with D. We always hear this. I playing football. D, D. Yeah, I totally agree. Even in my classes, we have D. I have this mistake all the time. Yeah, exactly. So all of them. And I cannot agree anymore actually. So, okay, as an elementary school teacher, C is the most common. Yeah. So why do we have these mistakes? Why do you think we have these mistakes? Why this happens? If you would like, you can take 1 minute and you can type your answers in the chat. Mr. Firas, is it okay for them to share by speaking or just by typing? I cannot hear you actually, you are muted.
Yes, let them drop their answers in the chat box for the sake of time. For the sake of time.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Because they think in Arabic and the effect of their first language. I totally agree with you. And this is one of the issues and the main issues actually we have to deal with. Also, I would like to say because we here in in Jordan or in the Middle East in general, we teach grammar only by form. So we don't have what we call communication. We only have memorization without usage. Also, yeah, students used to memorize the grammar, not understanding exactly, and also the lack of real communication. So, usually in our classroom, we have this like when we start our class and we tell our students, today we are going to talk about one of the grammar rules, for example, let's say about simple present or present perfect, whatever. So we will start by telling them simple presents about subject, verb, s, es, verb one, and we write some examples, and that's it. And for them, they just write. So that's what a typical grammar lesson actually is about. Now, let's be honest. Do you think like this will help our students to talk or to use the language in real life situations, or will they will just memorize it only for the exams and that's it? After the exam, they will forget everything. Exactly, yeah. So it's only about the exam here. They will forget everything. And that's what we are here to learn, actually. That's what we are here. We are here to solve this issue. So what is the solution? What do you think is the solution? How we can make them like forget about memorization or memorizing for the exam? How can I make the grammar alive inside the classroom? Exactly. So we have let them use it, deductive approach, speaking practice. Yeah. So really, yeah, exactly. I totally agree with really, yeah, and context. And that's what our topic is about. So grammar should be used, not just studied. This is the main point we have to focus on, actually. We need to make them use the language, not just study it. How we can do this? We have, for example, this example here. She go to school every day. We have this in our classes. And how can we make this activity more communicative? So this is the first step in my workshop, actually. Let's think always about making any piece of grammar communicative. So how can I make this example that we have in our classes every day, we can say, how can we make it interactive or communicative? I believe you already answered this by making real life situation, by role playing. Yeah. So we can make this actually communicative by telling them, talk to your partner about your daily routine. So this way I force them to use the language, not just memorize the rule. So they will start, I go to school every day. So this way they use the language, not just like memorize it. So to make what we call a communicative grammar lesson, we have six elements. The first one is context, like what you had mentioned in your comments. Then we have meaning, form, pronunciation, and then we have practice. And practice has two forms. It has controlled practice and freer practice. And we call this actually MPF procedure, meaning, pronunciation, and form. To start with, we will start with the elements one by one, and this is where you will have to help me actually. The first one is context. Context usually take many forms, such as like pictures, dialogue, video clip, or story even. So what context would you use, for example, to teach the simple past? Take a minute and tell me in the chat box. A story. Okay, tell a story. Usually, yeah, the past tense, it's related to stories actually. Exactly, past situations. So, for example, we can tell them, my routine last Ramadan. Tell me about what you did last Ramadan, or tell me about your weekend. So, this way, they can tell me a story. And then, yeah, we have a role play. So they can, for example, act what you did last week, act what you did last Ramadan. So we can mix between the story and the role play. This way actually help them to understand the grammar by creating the context. So the first part is context. After context, we have what we call meaning. So now we have context, and usually we teach only the form, like simple present, subject, verb one, s or es, and verb one, and that's it. So what about meaning? So to check meaning, usually we have like most teachers keep saying, "Do you understand? Do you have any questions?" And usually our students will say, "No, we don't have any questions. We are clear, we understand." But in real life, maybe they don't understand anything. So how we can check the meaning without asking them, "Do you understand? Do you have any question?" We have what we call CCQs, and it's like concept checking questions. Do you have any idea what are these concept checking questions, or what do you think these concept checking questions are? I would like to give you an example, then you can tell me. So, she goes to school every day. What CCQs can I use, for example, to ask in this example? You can tell me in the chat box.
Yeah, please, they can answer in the chat box. It's very interesting question that
Thank you.
helps know the what this CCQs mean.
Yeah, exactly. So we can ask how often, when does she go? Exactly. How often? How does she go to school? So these questions actually help the students to understand the meaning and to start analyze like what is the main goal of this sentence or what is the meaning behind this sentence? Or is she studying now or yesterday? So I have some examples. I believe you already did this already. So thanks for your participation. Is this now or every day, for example? Does she go daily to school? Is it one time or always? So this way I can also like analyze the keywords. Like instead of just telling them every day, now they can understand daily means the same meaning. Or always also means the same idea, like something repetitive. So this way we can like make them understand like the keywords easily also. Yeah, we always tell them like routine, but now we can tell them like, yeah, routine is part of every day, of daily is always, so it's the same. So this is how we can introduce CCQs to the meaning. So we have now this sentence. He works in a hospital. Can you please write only one CCQs for this sentence to make sure like now we understand what a CCQ is? Yes, CCQs is just simple questions to make sure they understand the concept instead of asking them like, do you know, do you understand, is it clear? So we have where does he go? Is it a fact? Mhm. So for he works in a hospital, where does he go? How many times? Where does he works? Thank you. So we call this CCQs because it's quick. So just answer yes or no, or only one word. So that what makes these questions easy to handle actually and to answer from the students. As for the form, so we said like we have context, meaning. Now we go to the form. We are already familiar with the form. Like for example, what I showed to you yesterday, few minutes ago. We have like simple present, for example, subject, verb one, as, he, as, and object. So most students have this mistake. They say he teacher instead of he is a teacher. And this is because, again, the Arabic language interference. We will move now to pronunciation. For pronunciation, usually when we teach grammar, I feel most teachers, they don't care about pronunciation because we always like teach the form along with the keywords and the usage for the exam, and that's it. But pronunciation is really a huge part of the grammar because if you don't teach them pronunciation, they will not be able to use the language. And again, we are here to move from the book to the real use. We don't just like use the language for exams. So we can teach pronunciation by what we call a drill. Drill is like repeating the sentence or repeating some words, some specific words. So for example, I can say he is a teacher, she is a doctor. Repeat after me, drill 2 to 3 times. And this way we can introduce pronunciation to the students. As for the main part or the most important part after applying all of these in our classes, we have to make sure they understand this. So we have practice. And like what I told you, practice takes two forms actually. So the first one is controlled, and the second one is freer practice. And I would like from you to take 1 minute to take a look at these two types of practices, and you can tell me which of these practices do you use in your classroom, and which one do you feel is making an effect on your students. You can take 1 minute. Freer, so we have Dr. Juman says freer 1 and 4. Mhm. Thank you. What else? What about controlled practice? I feel like we always have like gap filling and repetition, transformation for the exams. Do we apply freer practices in our classrooms? What do you think, teachers in public schools? Yeah, freers, we have 3 and 1, discussions and role play. Controlled 1, 3, 5. Well, it almost depends on the grade, yeah, and the skill, but here we are trying to teach grammar, so uh, it because take a lot of time. Okay, okay, I read your comments. I appreciate all of it. Well, yeah, time doesn't allow actually us to apply free practice. I totally agree with you. But what we can do actually is the following. So we can start by the context, make it real life situation. After that, we can ask them about the meaning by having CCQs. Then, when we finish from the pronunciation, we will ask them for the practice. As for the practice, we can make it, let's say, a role play. We already did that at the beginning. So we can make it discussion or a debate for only 5 minutes. So it's just only about making the language communicative. So this is the main goal actually of this idea. So if we'd like to make the class move from grammar only just for exams to grammar to real life situations, we have to make the class communicative. And how we can make it communicative? By making role plays or interviews and debate for high level students. I know like not all our students are able to make a debates, but for like some simple topics, they can try their best actually. We can introduce it. Okay. So some common errors that we have actually inside our classes or inside our schools, like which error do you feel like your students have the most? After like explaining the lesson, let's say he teacher, I have car, she go yesterday, I playing football. And can you tell me what is the mistake in the sentence like the students make in your class? C and D. Yeah. Okay, so usually we have D in common. She go yesterday. Yes, they mix tenses. Why they mix it? Again, because they don't use it in a communicative approach or they don't use it in real life situation. So they just memorize, for example, when I ask my students about any tense or give me any sentence, they always keep saying, I playing football. They always use ing. I tell them why you use ing. They keep telling me it's continuous, it's in the present. But no, it's not. So they have to just memorize ing for something happening now. But they don't understand the main concept or the main goal of the tense. And that's how actually we have to correct them. So how can we correct them? We have to correct them without interrupting them. So for example, when the student says, she go yesterday, so he mixed the tenses actually. So what we can do, I can say, she went yesterday at what time? So this way, he can like, okay, think about the sentence one more time. And after thinking about the sentence, this way, he can feel, oh yeah, I did a mistake. Sorry about this. Actually, I do this in my classes a lot. Like usually I don't correct them immediately. When someone make a mistake, he says like it's this sentence, she go yesterday. I tell him at what time or why. Oh, she went yesterday or she go? Then he tell me, yeah, she went yesterday. This way. So I keep telling them actually the correct order of the sentence, like in a way of we are making a conversation. So this way he can understand his mistake without like even making all the class understand he make a mistake if he feels like shy or he doesn't want to feel humiliated because we have these issues with the students, especially when they are like in higher grades, like 10th or 11th graders. And actually, the main goal of this actually, why we don't interrupt them, because for me, like what Dr. Juman said at the beginning, we have what we call cohesive team. So we need to build in our classes a cohesive team. So how we can build this? By making a communicative approach inside the classroom. And exactly, so it's about building trust. So when we ask our students to make a role play or to make interviews and to make them like feel when they make a mistake, they are not judged. This is the key actually to make them feel, yeah, we are one unit inside this classroom, we are one family, and we would like to be together and we cannot. We have a question. Is it correct to ask them when they make a mistake, what is the form of the present simple? Uh, I believe you can, but it's not like the most advanced way or the most professional way. You can like when they make a mistake, you can just repeat the same sentence and by adding the correct order. So this way he will feel like, yeah, I did a mistake. And if he doesn't understand, he will ask you again, like, why? And this way actually you will feel like, yeah, you did your role as a teacher because again, and now we are moving from being teachers to being actually what we call
Actually,
a tutor.
sorry for interrupting, but I like the engagement, how they are interacting and how they are putting their
Yeah.
input in a very interesting way. Yes. Actually, I'm afraid that we have only 6 minutes to finish. If you
Yeah,
can.
actually, yeah, don't worry. Yes. Actually, I would like to thank all my friends here. They are my second family actually here. So that's why they are supporting me.
Yes.
So n- now for your 30-second action plan, I need just from you to tell me one thing you will apply differently in your next grammar lesson. Like now we have new ideas and new concepts, like the context, meaning, form, pronunciation, practice, controlled prayer, practice, CCQs. One thing you will apply new in your classes actually. Thank you for your comments. Really, thanks a lot.
Making the lesson communicative.
Yeah, making the thing communicative, the way of correcting them. Yes, exactly. Try always like to correct them by just repeating the same sentence without like making them feel like, oh, you humiliated me or you judged me. The way of correcting. Thank you. And that's really good because for me, what I would like always to do from this session to make the students feel like they are welcome to make mistakes and always like to understand like our
Exactly.
grammar lesson is not just for the exam, it's for the real life. So for me, the takeaways or the main goal of this workshop is to focus on the meaning because usually when we teach grammar, we don't focus on the meaning at all. We just focus on the form. Then we have to teach grammar in context. This way will be so helpful and so beneficial for the students. And also, I would like to add, like, always include speaking, free practice, even if for just like few minutes, even at the beginning, at the end of the class, for example, or in the middle. Just tell them, tell me a story, make an interview in groups. This way, it's going to be really helpful. Then I would like just to make sure like grammar is not something that students study, it's something they have to use and they use. So we need to make them understand this. Grammar is not for you to memorize, it's for you to use. If you have any questions, I'm ready to answer it. And for me, that's the end of my workshop, actually. And I would like to thank you for being here with me, for being so interactive, and for being, so supportive. And thanks a lot, Dr. Juman, for being here and for all my friends. You are really my second family. And everyone here from like any country, thanks a lot for being here with me. I appreciate your support and your kindness. And if you would like to contact with me, you have my LinkedIn account. It's the same as my name, actually.
So really, yeah, we enjoyed much. Really, it's very interesting. Thank you, Mr. Nadir, for
Thank you.
such insightful
Thank
and
you.
engaging session. Your
Thank you.
perspective on teaching grammar actually was very perfect. Have given us much to
Thank you.
reflect on as we continue working toward more inclusive and effective English
Yeah.
language teaching practices. We will now move to the Q&A segments. I would like to invite participants to continue posting their questions and comments in the chat
Yeah.
box, and we will address as many of them as the time allows. So please, if you have any questions still popping in
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
head, you can ask Mr. Nadir. They love the session. It's really very interesting and informative, they say.
Yeah. I appreciate their comments actually. It's really for me beneficial and helpful
Any
because for me
question
I have
about teaching grammar? Do you have any
if you have
question?
any questions, I appreciate it.
You are a good teacher. Do you think,
Okay.
Diab asks, do you think the policy affects the way we teach grammar? What does he mean by the policy actually?
Do you mean the policy like the curriculums or the policy of the schools? Because sometimes I'm facing some issues with my like principals sometimes, like when I'm teaching English at the school and I would like to make debates or like role plays, they make a noise and they start like
Uh,
feeling, yeah, you don't make
yes.
you
Dr.
you don't
Juman is thinking of a question. We are waiting for your question, Dr. Juman. We welcome your question if you have. And thanks
so
for
again
supporting
about
Mr. Nadir,
policy, I
actually.
believe maybe yeah, that's fine. Yeah, the only issue is the number of the students. I know this, I know. I face this issue a lot actually with my students. So I always try to make them work in groups. Maybe this will be helpful. And by making these
Yeah.
groups, like, actually, they have roles. So one is a leader, one is a listener, one is a speaker. This might be helpful.
Yes, good, good. So actually, Mr. Nadir gave you many good techniques to teach grammar in context to make it
Thank you.
meaningful. Really, I
Thank you.
myself learned much. Really,
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Firas. Actually, this means a lot. And for me, actually, you are really supportive also.
thank you. No, no, it's fine. Thank you so much. So I would like to thank the audience for their active participation and thoughtful engagement throughout the session.
Yeah.
And we still welcome. We have 5 minutes because the other 5 minutes I will be moving to to another session. So we still have 5 minutes. If they have any comments, any question, we still welcome you all.
Since we have still 5 minutes, so one of them asked about policy. I believe it was Mr. Diab.
I
So
think
again, if
he
you,
means by the administration, if she allows like this, the school administration.
I don't know, but I believe maybe he's asking about something about the schools, maybe. Because each school sometimes, like each principal has his own policy, maybe inside the school. So maybe if you are making this point, so just actually do what you feel that's good for the students.
Yeah, good, good.
Like for me, actually, when I do like role plays, students sometimes like some students make noise, they are active. توجيه exams. Okay. Uh, n- well, توجيه exam is different from teaching like students like in a lower levels. So when I teach students with a lower level, I have to focus on their communication skills more than like the knowledge they have for the exams.
I guess
Because
Saudi is exception, right, Nathir? It is
yeah,
an
توجيه is
exception.
exception. Yeah. توجيهي, you have to teach them like directly. You have to teach them how to succeed or how to pass the
Yeah,
exam.
for the sake of
That's
exam. We teach the for
yeah,
the sake of exam. Yes, actually.
that's what we have actually for توجيهي. But for me, I believe like now, even like the new curriculum is moving towards like making the language more communicative. Since we have
Yeah.
like more lead-ins, more free practice, more speaking opportunities, and now we have also QRs for the listening. So this is really helpful for the students. So you can mix the listening with the speaking. So, for example, play the audio, ask them now it's your turn, make a role play for the same topic. So this way you can make them feel like, okay, now we understand what we have to do, or also we heard an example about this. So this will make their tasks easier. I
Yeah.
know, like sometimes grammar can be rigid or it can be like difficult on the students. So that's why like I tried my best to make it like move from the rules to real use. So try
Yeah.
always to focus when you are teaching any grade, not توجيهي, always focus on the communicative approach because like also it's one of the main parts of CELTA in the future. If you'd like to take CELTA, you have to learn how to make your class communicative and how like to make a communicative approach in each class.
Yes. Yes, thank you, really. Look at the chat box. I can sense how the participants are enjoying, are learning, and are appreciating everything you have done presented. Thank you, really, for this
Thank you.
very informative session. And at the end, I want to conclude, and I would like to say, in the behalf of Queen Rania Teacher Academy and Georgia State University, thank you, the audience, for being part of the fourth annual English Language Conference 2026. We look forward to seeing you in the next sessions and later in the next conferences. And we wish you a productive and inspiring conference experience. Thank you, everyone, and we wish you the best all the time. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nadir, and goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, Dr. Firas. Thank you all. Bye bye.
Yes, I think you can end from your side.